So I wrote this down the other day on the 3rd, about 5 days ago. And this is what it says basically. If you want to pause it and read it. But so it's basically talking about how I was watching The Big Bang Theory, and Sheldon bought Penny and, well, there's spoilers. There's spoilers if you didn't watch The Big Bang Theory, so basically Sheldon bought Leonard and Penny a wedding gift, right? And um Penny got surprised and she was like, "I can't believe you got us a gift," you know? And then Sheldon says that he watches movies and that he knows what people do, right? He's like, "I know what people do." He says that, and it goes back to this insight that I had a long time ago, and it shows a good example for it to help explain it. So this insight is basically saying that, like, children grow up in this generation right now watching movies and TV shows, right? And it shows that, like, with like, just look at movies, TV shows, right? It basically documents the time period that it was in, right? Because whenever I'm thinking of a movie or TV show, I always picture like the mom and the dad and the children with the kids, and it's in a middle class family, right? And they're usually white, because that's how a lot of movies portray themselves. Middle class family, they have to be white, right? But it documents that time period, right? And so what I'm thinking is, like, well, not every kid grows up having that perfect life, right? And so what I'm thinking is, like, not everyone has those role models. So when they watch those movies, they can grab those life lessons that the movies and shows are teaching them, right? And from the male role models or female role models from that movie or show, and they can gain a connection and they can learn life lessons from them, right? And so going back to what Sheldon was doing, I said he could have been watching How I Met Your Mother, where Ted was supposedly buying a gift for his friend's wedding, and it was a whole episode about it. And he could have been watching that and gotten the idea to assume that's what people do. That's the custom, right? And so the whole idea is that this is an insight. The whole idea of this insight is that kids these days aren't going to grow up with the perfect family, in the middle class life, right? And that's what a lot of people that's what I didn't like about some of these movies, that they weren't so accurate, right? Not everyone's in middle class, right? So kids this generation are going to grow up learning lessons from those movies and shows, and not from the people around them, like you usually do in a family, like in a middle class family, right? Because those kids back then would learn life lessons from their grandparents, their parents, their uncles and aunts, right? But now they're going to learn those life lessons from movies and shows, right? So if you wanted a better idea of what that insight was about, just go back and read the note that I put in the beginning of the video, and you should get a good idea of it. Because it's this insight has been into my head for a while. It's just I just needed something, a good example to help explain it, because I'm terrible at giving examples.